Welcome to Under the Osage with Bluestem Hall Nature School's founder, me, Abby Frank. This is a series to dive into the philosophy of power, trust, embodiment, and a deep connection to the earth, and how what happens in the classroom translates to the structure and health of our society. Welcome to Under the Osage. I am sitting under the Osage, this is my favorite spot on the entire property. There's this canopy, this big branch that kind of hangs over, touches the ground, and it's just a wonderful spot. This is a hedgerow that my grandpa planted to manage the wind out here. It is 9 degrees right now. I'm just going to start with that. But here I am. I'm out here sitting in the prairie. It actually feels nice because the sun is warm and there's really not much wind. So I wanted to create a video series for adults. And you might wonder, why is a preschool account creating content for adults? And I have a reason. And that reason is, this past summer I got a booth at the farmers market to promote our brand new nonprofit school. And I would say probably 90% of the people who came to talk, they were adults who just wanted to talk about the philosophies that I wrote. And the reason is that the content of our school, the philosophy, the guiding principles, is ageless. These are things people work on forever. And it really kind of dawned on me that there's a lot of adults out there who did not have necessarily like a safe or healthy dynamic in their own school system, who are very much wanting to talk about it, to heal from that, to still kind of understand exactly what happened, because we spent so much time in that dynamic. Not everybody had like a dysfunctional school system or disruptive classrooms, disempowering experience. I very much did. School was not a safe place for me. It was not a place where I learned how to trust myself, where I learned how to listen to the needs of my body. I had autonomy over my body, where I felt empowered to share my thoughts. I felt accepted to be creative, where I learned how to trust my inner guidance, intuition, or to be authentic almost at all, because I was trying to match the dynamic of the classroom. And what that meant was just being good all the time. And that's something that I'm still trying to heal from. It's exhausting. It makes no sense, actually. And but I think a lot of people can relate to this, whether you were the spunky one in the classroom or the comedian who probably the class clowns were trying to help everyone suffer through. Bless you, class clowns. Or you were somebody like me who stifled and tried to be really overly sweet, and that's not good either. So this is just an effort to sort of dive in. And I think what's happened is that many of the students who are the product of many of these American classrooms go on to feel similarly disempowered in the workplace, or just confused about their role in the world, or how to navigate trusting themselves or listening to their needs. These are all huge things that we were just simply not taught to identify or to trust as children. And I did have experiences in these empowering moments at home. Not everyone did. So I had that balance, and I'm so grateful for that. What does it mean to look back on some of this for yourself and to kind of realize that we were taught heavily to be compliant and to meet the needs of the system that we found ourselves in, a system that helped our parents work, and also a dynamic that just taught us how to also exist in the workplace one day. My dad is 87 years old. He had me when he was elderly, practically. Bless him. Love the man. He went, in his high school experience, he wore a suit and a tie. Not because he was trying to be funny, because that's what happened in Brooklyn in the 1940s. He listened to classical music because rock and roll had not been invented. And he had the same power dynamics, the same schooling system, the same structure that I had. It has not changed. And that makes me so sad for everyone, because schools were largely developed to prepare people to enter the factory workplace. And it's just, boy, it's off the rails. Just completely. I feel very passionately about this, and I'm hoping that by just kind of dipping our toe in, I'm still unlearning every day. Every day, I'm still trying to unlearn things that I feel triggered by, or that is a trauma response from things that I saw in the classroom that were extremely unhealthy, or, even one of the hardest parts for me was truly just being stripped from nature to, be free at the age of 4, and then at the age of 5 enter kindergarten, and it was just gone. Like, it fell through my fingers, and suddenly just being in a desk under fluorescent lights from then on, watching the seasons go by out the window. It was very hard on me. I didn't understand why, and I definitely recognized there was a systematic problem from probably age 5. I was like, wait, why is this like this? What happened here? Because we made a wrong turn, and I'm ready to kind of figure that out. So I say this sitting here in 9 degrees. I actually warmed up the spot I'm sitting on, so I'm feeling okay. And I'm sure a field mouse is going to pop out of the grass behind me. With my own child in the building behind me, getting her education in a different way. And it means so much to me. But I just want to let the adults know that it's okay if that wasn't okay for you. Even though it's just heavily normalized, it's just like trying to go an alternative route for parents who are working, and it's a fairly extreme choice because it's so difficult. Like, it's hard to pull off financially, it's hard to pull off logistically for most parents. So I'm here with you as if anybody is interested in sort of digging into the power dynamics that we were raised in the classroom. And the classroom did raise us in many, many ways. We spent a ton of time there. If you didn't feel safe in the classroom to relax, just let your shoulders down, to find joy as a child, to be free to make decisions for yourself. And I feel like one of the scariest things is when those power dynamics sort of rear their ugly heads in adults who can be grasping for it, who can be wanting that back, or that they never had, that they were never allowed to exercise, and it can show up in ugly ways, in abusive ways, and I don't want to see that for anyone anymore. I just don't. So, yeah, we'll just kind of chat about it. I'm going to just kind of dive through some topics, and if you have a topic that you'd like to discuss, or if you'd like to join me under the Osage, let me know. We'll figure it out together. Being on camera is super uncomfortable for me. but it's 2022. Here we go.